Mr. Danielson will be filming us today. So thank you for being here, Bruce.
Tell us a little about your position on diversity. I know this is a primary goal for you.
Right.
Is to reach out to others and engage others.
Well, it's like we are where we are right now, and this is a section of town that has a lot of new immigrants, new Americans, people that have moved in here from other countries, and one of the goals is to get more and more of them registered. And I mean, they're Americans and they have every right to vote, but it's a new process for a lot of people. And then to work for their interests. It's a two-way process. We can't just say, well, let's invite people and take pictures with them. It's like, what are their needs, and what can we do to help those needs? Yeah. So that's what I'm working on right in this section of town. Right.
You know, the one thing that strikes me is what they need in this area, which is out in the old northwest side of town.
Right.
Is they need jobs, they need education, and they need health care.
Right.
And where do we go with that? I mean, certainly Medicaid has been kind of a disaster under this governor.
Right. And
what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I agree with you. He's finally seen a little bit of light, where he said, let's maybe accept this Medicaid money that is coming in, but the legislature's against it. So what? So he's accepted it, and the legislature's against it. That's why we need new legislators, because I agree with you. Health care is important. I was just visiting with one of the constituents from here, and that's yours, I guess. Okay. And she has some problems with her health care, getting access to it. She's been a citizen for about 13 years, but they still run her in circles. So we need more sensitivity there. Jobs, there's a big gap here, because Sioux Falls has all kinds of jobs available. They're looking all over for people, and they're not really looking where there is a resource of the new Americans that are here in this area. However, that takes training, that takes better language skills that we need to help with, and people just assume that this stuff will all happen by itself. It won't. And we're recruiting people from out of state to come in, and we have folks right here. But if we did training, if we did more orientation towards better language skills for the job situation that comes about, I think that could make a big difference. So that's what I'm working on really hard.
Well, I think it's a compliment to your candidacy that you're an individual who has a considerable amount of knowledge in the medical field, and also in languages, education, and the like, which is so important. Yeah. I think to give them good language skills is a real step forward.
Well, I find I'm subbing, as you know, at the schools in this area. And their son, the people that are hosting this, Pastor Hakim, I met their son as one of my students when I was subbing. And these kids are doing quite well. They're doing it amazingly well in terms of their language, in terms of their educational background that they're gaining. Their grades are excellent in most cases. So they're ready. And this is part of the changing demographic. But the parents, we still need to do more to help them, because they're the ones who need the jobs to be able to afford homes and to be able to afford, the family costs that come up. And we haven't done enough in that area, Jack. So that's an area that I'm really working on.
Yeah, I think the parents, you're absolutely right. I think the language skills for the parents and education for the parents is all important.
Right, great, thanks.
انجليز هجوز شوي
عربي شوي وانجليش شوي كمان. اوكي.
فرنساي؟
يا فضل.
نتكلم بالفرنساي؟
لا انا ما اتكلم فرنساي، انا اتكلم اسبانيولي المان
انا نتكلم فرنساي.
فرنساي ها؟ من وين انت؟
انا من تشاد.
من تشاد فرنساوي
يا.
اوكي
أنا بنسألك بسؤال بالعربي.
نعم
إذا كان أنت وقفت ونجحت،
نعم
ما مستقبل حقك في ناس السوفوس أو السوفوس؟
نعم
تعمل شنو؟
نعم
مستقبل حقك شنو؟
نعم
إذا كان نجحت.
كويس اهلا وسهلا
نعم
اهلا وسهلا
نعم.
اوكي
ده السؤال.
نعم سؤال بالانجليزي سؤال how long have you been here
أنا 6 سنة.
6
years.
6 years okay
Yeah.
all right and what is your work do you have work
أنا شغال في البيل كوبريشن.
Bell Corporation you
Yeah.
work for Bell Corporation
Yeah.
okay and how many children do you have كم
Saba. I have 7 children.
7 children
Yeah.
and they're in school
Yeah.
okay and how is their English are they learning English well your children
يا هم يدرسونا في الانجليش.
نعم
The first one he finished high school.
right
My daughter she go to university.
right
Uh,
ممتاز ها
yeah. وبعدين في the two in the school لينكن.
نعم
الواحد كان هنا في جورجيا school.
well
Can
that's
you
right
guys talk about why it's important that you're voting and why you want your community to get involved? And Mike, if you want to ask him questions like that,
Yeah.
that kind of ties back in what we're trying to do
sure
here.
sure are you a citizen
Yep.
okay so you're going to vote
Yes.
okay and what's important for you
important مستقبل بتاع الأولاد.
نعم your children
Yes. مستقبل بتاع الأولاد.
okay
والimportant بتاع سوفوز
نعم
الأمني.
okay
أول هي الأمني.
نعم okay so this is really critical your home your job
يا
the entire
الأمني
نعم
والعمل.
okay all right do you have hope for this
Yeah, but شوية.
little not so much huh?
Yeah.
so we could help you if we understood your problems better huh
Yeah.
okay
هو أكبر هو المستقبل بتاع الأولاد.
okay the most important thing is your children
Yep.
absolutely
والثاني حقها
uh-huh
نعيش بدون تفرقة.
okay
ما في العنصرية.
yeah do people get that mixed up do they get them mixed up in terms of what's going on in your part of the world do they understand coming from Chad
يا في سوفول ما في تشادين إلا أنا.
okay
أنا وأمتي.
you're the only one from Chad here
Yeah.
really
في سوفول هنا ما في زول.
right
وأنا جيت في I came to America 2010 November 2010.
right
I don't have the problem in the Suffolk South Dakota.
right it's good
Yeah.
inshallah
لكن نتمنى كل ما يوم
نعم
السفوس تبقى حلوة.
okay so you really like it it's beautiful
يب.
okay
نتمنى أي زول
Alright.
المسؤول
okay
من سفول
نعم
يوسع الحلاوة
نعم
بتاع السفوس.
okay well أهلا وسهلا
ويوا شكرا.
شكرا يا
شكرا
أخي.
شكرا.
okay. مع السلامة.
Okay, so I am a college student in
Right.
South Dakota.
Right.
And so education is an issue very close
Right.
to my heart.
Right.
And I know that you've been substituting
Yeah.
in the school system.
Right.
So I was wondering what your perspective on what needs to be reformed in the local education system is.
Well, I think the whole state and the governor and the legislature and anybody who's deciding what's important for the state, we have put education at such a low priority. Just almost, I mean, we think we have good education because maybe we have good football teams, or something like that. But that's not it. That's part of education, but it's not what we need to do. So we went from 51st with a huge battle, 51st in teacher salaries, with a huge battle, with where we had to raise taxes to move up to 48th or 49th, and we're still the lowest in the region. But the important thing isn't just continuing to let's have taxes or let's find money here, is but putting education at a higher value in society. And I think that's a critical issue. We don't. The legislators, the governor do not talk about education with the value that it has. And we're going to lose our students. We're going to lose our teachers. We're going to lose, the high rates that we come out now. I mean, I actually hear some legislators saying, well, we're good businessmen because we were 51st in the country in salaries, but we're still like 25th or 26th in terms of the students' output. So we hired teachers cheap and they put out a lot of work. Well, that's not going to last. That is not an attitude to have. We have to put it at a much higher priority. I think also, once kids finish secondary school, the educational costs are getting higher and higher and higher. And when I was in school, I could pay for my own education in college. And working part-time and working in the summer. That's impossible now. So the debt burden that's on students becomes more and more greater and greater. We're not really doing anything about that. To give more loans and change interest rates isn't really getting at the problem. So that's something else we have to deal with. And what about you? What things do you think are, as you kind of compare education here and where you talk to your friends from other states, do you find any differences?
Well, I know that my friends that are going out of state from where they grew up are in much more debt than I'm in right now.
Yeah.
But even kids, like I'm just going to USD and I'm from South Dakota and I don't know how I'm going to pay off my debt when I graduate.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you can do at a local level
Sure.
to alleviate some of the burdens that us college students are facing right now.
Well, again, I think Hillary Clinton's platform is to make it better, and with certain income levels, there shouldn't be any college debt.
Right.
I think that starts at the local level, though. I mean, what's
Yeah.
going to happen? Whoever is president, it's going to be turned back. A lot of it will be turned back to the states. Are we going to be responsive to that?
Right.
I mean, Hillary Clinton could be the president and then say, "Let's do this."
Yeah.
And if the state says we don't want it, like that way they've turned down Medicaid, it's not going to help. So we really have to deal with it at a state level and start there and go from there.
Following this line that you're talking about, I want to keep kind of out of the national politics side of it because we're going to be targeting a lot of Republicans in order to win your race.
Right.
So if you can tie back in how you will be able to work with, the questions that you've been having back and forth with a Republican legislature, or heavily dominated, we, somehow tie it back into there. That I'm trying to make it so that people that might see this from the 9th district would say, oh, he doesn't sound so scary,
Yeah.
so
Right.
he's not adult.
Right.
So
Okay.
if you can kind of bring it back
Sure.
into that,
Sure.
I can cut and paste and do lots of things with this. So.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I've got to get
Thanks, Jack. I appreciate it. We'll talk some more. Yeah. Thanks. Okay.
Thanks, Jack.
Mike, we gotta run too.
Okay.
See you at the lab.
Thanks a lot.
All right, bye. Okay. Sound less like a scary liberal, I guess.
Yeah. So with regards to what the legislature can do and how both parties can be responsive to what's going on, I think the very experiences I've had of subbing in the schools, I know the schools have tried many times to get all legislators to come in and spend a few days in schools and see what's going on. It's different from when we were in school. And that's something I would work towards, working with the legislators, working with the school systems that they come from, to set up where they can actually, they don't have to be subbing, but they can spend a day in a classroom as part of a educational process and learn about the differences, learn about the needs, talk to the teachers and the kids. I'm sure they often talk to superintendents, which is important also, but to get at the grassroots level. And I would work with the legislators, whoever they are, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, to do more of that. And also, I think I bring to the mix a lot of good negotiating skills. And I've been a negotiator in a lot of situations. So I think I can work very closely with even some of the people that see the world very, very different from me. But I have the ability, I think, to take what's needed into those situations and say, look, learn what's going on, learn it firsthand, experience it, and then let's talk again. And I think they likely will have some very different ideas about it. You know, a quick example of something that was, I saw that I think most people would just kind of wonder what's going on. George McGovern, a local school. I was subbing at some middle school, so I was subbing there a few days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, and the football team came out. They were on their way to play another team in the region, and they're 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. And I'm watching them. They're all in their uniforms with their pads on, and you know, ready to go with their short pants and their spikes, and they're running out. And I looked, and there were like 6 or 8 girls, women, that were part of the team. And at first, it was like, wait a minute, are they? They're not cheerleaders, you know. These are women playing on a football team with pads, and I hadn't seen that. And so I asked the coach as he was coming out. I said, "You do have women on the team?" He said, "Oh yeah, we have women." And I said, do they just kick, or what do they do? He said, "No, they play quarterback. They play." Said at this age, at that middle school age, they can stand up to the boys. Yeah. They're just as big as the boys. Some of them are bigger, and they're a couple of them are really fast runners. So they play just like anybody else on the team. Well, that's just for those of us that grew up, that's something we've never seen, you know, and there's a lot of changes like that. I think the role of women in schools, the more assertive opportunities that exist, the STEM opportunities that exist for women. You know, I'm sure legislators that have daughters would love for their daughters to be able to not necessarily play football, but, you know, take some of these STEM courses that previously it's been, you know, women have been told, well, that's not really, you know, a job. There are very few women engineers, for example, in this country. But some of these same legislators who may be resistant to a lot of changes, I can't imagine they'd be resistant to their daughters getting jobs as scientists and physicians and things that have traditionally not been women's jobs. And that's that kind of thing we can open up together too. I think it's important.
Sounds good to me.
Y'all come back now. Here.
Security, escort this gentleman out, please.
Come on, Soda Pop, let's go.